Hi, this is Malia from Loom with M, and today I am going to teach you how to put rubber bands on buttons. I already showed this in my crazy crisscross bracelet, but I thought I could make a whole video out of it and that would be helpful. They're all different sizes and shapes of buttons, and I was just gonna do a video where I just thread rubber bands through all of these buttons. And sorry if there's any weird background noises. Okay, let's move all these. So things you can use to thread buttons are craft wire, bent craft wire, and I have my dental floss. Just gotta break it off. And if you can come up with anything else, I would love to hear your suggestions. I was thinking maybe like thread or string would also work, but I don't know, anything else. And let's get started. So I have some black bands, and let me choose a button. Well, I'm going to start with this large shank back button, and let me zoom in so you can see me a little better. Okay. And this button, it's got a flower on the top and then a shank back. I think it's the easiest to thread, so I'm gonna grab my craft wire, and then I'm gonna put my, band on halfway through so that it goes to the end, and then I'm gonna stick both ends, both open ends through the button. And now I'm going to hold on to my rubber band so that I don't lose it, pull it through, and now I'm going to press my thumb against the button and the rubber band, that way it stays in place as I unthread my craft wire. And that's how you make a button cap band, and then these two ends are going to be the loops for the cap band. So there's the first one. And let's see, what button do I want next? Some buttons are very large. I'm not quite sure why you would want these like huge buttons on your bracelet, but it's still good to learn. It might be a cool style. Because if you want to make your clasp very noticeable, these big buttons might be what you want. So let me choose one. And I like to thread them across, but if you want two cap bands, you can thread them through both, especially when it's a big enough button like this. So I'm gonna grab my bent craft wire, which just got kind of a kink in it, so I use it for buttons. And where's my rubber band? There it is. I'm gonna put my rubber band on halfway and make sure it's at the end. And then I'm going to take these two loose ends, they can be more even, but mine's not, and poke them through the back side. And now make sure you're holding onto this band as you pull it through. And always just make sure you have a finger on the back so that you don't lose that band, otherwise you'll have to redo it. Then poke both ends back through. Now for this button, I was thinking it might be easier to do it with dental floss versus craft wire, because craft wire kind of gets bend in it and it's hard for me to shove it through. So next I'm going to try it with dental floss. And there you go. And if you want to thread more than one band, you just do more than one band at a time. Wow, my craft wire is really bent up. And now my rubber band's tangled. Here we go. And now this time I'm going to try using dental floss. Sorry I don't have colored dental floss. That would be easier for you to see. I'm going to fold my dental floss in half, doesn't have to be exact, and try to give it a little crease up here. And then I'm going to take two rubber bands because my bracelet is going to be a very large bracelet, and that's why I chose a very large button. And slide them on halfway, and then crease it again about halfway. Well, mine's not even close. Okay, it's about halfway. And then I'm gonna slide my fingers up to get these ends, And I need to poke both of these ends through the back of this button. Oh, it's got no shape. This is difficult. There we go. And as I pull these through, I'm going to want to put a finger on them so that I don't lose them. And then I'm going to flip over my button and I'm going to stick both ends of the dental floss back in the other diagonal. And I'm going to see if I can get these to pull through. So we'll see if this works. There we go. And then I can just pull out my dental floss. And this button is so big so you hardly have any ends, so you're going to want to stretch your bands a little bit. And I'm going to use my hook to try to carefully thread it through those bands without losing one. And these are the two ends that would be your cap band. So this would give you a nice tight cap band since there's so much overlap over here. And if you wanted to, you could also try doing one this way and one the other way. But I'm going to show one this way and one the other way. And on a smaller button, if I have one, because this button is so ginormous and I don't think anyone's going to want to use a button this big. Let's see. Buttons, oh buttons. Oh, here's a smaller one. So lots of you probably have buttons that are 4 holes and smaller size. So I'm going to show you how to do the same thing. Well, I'm going to show 2 rubber bands going in each of the holes across on a smaller button. And we're going to start with, I'm going to use my dental floss, and I'm going to start with 1 band, and I'm going to put it through halfway and fold it about halfway. It doesn't have to be exact, just the more exact, the easier your job is, I guess. And then we're gonna make sure this isn't twisted. Oh. Okay. And then find the ends. Poke it through the back side, poke both ends. Come on, ends. Go through the button. Okay. Pull it through. Make sure you're holding onto this end or pulling slowly enough that you know it's not going to slip through. And now we're going to thread it on the end across, or on the hole across from it. So grab your ends and poke them through the button. Oh, come on, mine's not cooperating. Keep working at it. Sometimes your dental floss just doesn't cooperate, so I guess that's why I choose craft wire more, because this dental floss always flops around. Okay, so I kind of have my ends. I'm going to try again. This hole across from it. And I only got one end, because this end's kind of bent. Gotta keep trying here. So this dental floss, the ends keep bending. I don't know if that's happening to other people, but it seems to be happening to me. And I guess that's why I resort to craft wire, but for buttons you kind of want to use dental floss just because it's more bendable. Okay, and then we can take out our craft wire, and then this hole and the other one are going to be our loops, first loops for our cap in. Let me pull on this one a little bit to make it about the same size as the other. And these are going to be our cap band loops, and I'm going to try making another rubber band and using all of those as a cap band loop. So let's get another rubber band and get our dental floss. Put the rubber band on. and make sure our dental floss is folded in half about. I think it works better when both of your ends are as close as possible together. Seemed to make my job easier last time. And now that we have our two ends, sticking it up through the back, if I can get it. Oh, wrong side. There we go. Slowly pulling it through or holding onto the back. Now here's the part I have trouble with. And then it would look like that. I personally don't like the striped look, but it also looks pretty cool, so it might be a cool style for your bracelet. And then when we stick our hook through to like make this into a cap band, we're gonna pick one at the top, one at the bottom, and then go back to the other bottom, and then the other bottom. That way they're staggered throughout. And then if we have our rainbow loom, and say I had a bracelet on here, I would stretch it on that last pin. It's a little bit difficult, and that would be my cap band. So I'd have to put all 4 of those loops. I'd have to go behind them all. And I'm aware I put it on the wrong side, but whatever. My cap band magically belongs there. Other buttons. Just lots of you might have just like a normal button. And I'm just gonna thread that. And I have blue craft wire. It's just straight normal, and you can also use dental floss, but as you can see, I had trouble with the dental floss, so I'm sticking to my craft wire. You put it on half, and I don't know, my craft wire has this little loop here where I couldn't quite fold it, but I left it like that because it has room for the rubber band. And then we're gonna stick our 2 ends up through the button. And now I'm going to see if I can not curve this craft wire. Oh, whatever, I'm just going to have to. Stick it back through. So that didn't bend my craft wire too much. And then remove the craft wire. And then these are the 2 loops of your cap band. Other types of buttons. I think small buttons are very difficult, and I don't know if I'll even be able to get this one today, but if you do have like a smaller crochet hook or something, you can stick through the button to try to get it through. But I'm gonna try anyways. Good luck to me. And I'm gonna use dental floss because it's thinner than my craft wire. I'm gonna take my rubber band. Let's see if I can get this. Teeny button. Put both ends together. If I can't even get it through the first half, I'm not even gonna try. Stick it through. Oh, I got one end through. Other end through. Pull the button, or pull the rubber band up. Okay, so far so good. Now I need to reline up my dental floss so that it's even. This part's the hard part, at least for this teeny button. There we go. And stick your dental floss through that second hole. Maybe. There we go. And then let it pull the rubber band down. And remove your dental floss. Wow, that wasn't that bad. So you can do tiny buttons if you want it to be a little bit less conspicuous, like this huge button. You can also do a small button, a little bit more like a C-cap or a C-clip because, you know, they're small. But I personally love a cute little button on the end. And wow, I did that small button. Any other buttons I should do? Let's see. I think I've covered pretty much all of the buttons, and comment if you want to see other types of buttons that you don't know how to do. I just left all of this video normal just so that you have the footage if you need to learn how to thread a button and however you want. And I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.